Information sheet number 1.2 to 2. Describing work as a team member. Assembling the team. 1. Clearly identify the task at hand. 2. Identify the skills needed to complete the project. 3. Identify the right people. 4. Hire or designate in the right order. 5. Manage the team properly. Importance of communication in team activities. An essential trait of any successful team is the usage of effective communication. Communication within the team not only encourages collaboration, but also keeps people up to date with the team's activities and accomplishments, thereby ensures everyone is doing their individual tasks correctly. With everyone kept in the loop of information, it ensures no one is left in the dark and everyone feels part of the team. Individual roles within a team environment. Team role or roles. Team role, according to Meredith Belbin, is a tendency to behave, contribute and interrelate with others in a particular way. Meredith Belbin. In 1981, Meredith Belbin developed the Belbin's team roles theory. The team roles were designed to define and predict potential success of managing teams, recognizing that the strongest team has a diversity of characteristics and personality types. Belbin's team role theory. There are 3 main team roles, which are 1. Action-oriented roles. 2. People-oriented roles. 3. Cerebral roles or thinking roles. This tool helps to describe an individual's preferred team roles and is designed to indicate how the member would ideally operate in a team environment. Strength in one team role is often at the expense of what might be seen as a weakness in another context. An ideal team should have a healthy balance of all 9 team roles. Strong teams normally have a strong coordinator, a plant, a monitor, evaluator, and 1 or more implementers, team workers, resource investigators, or completer finisher. A shaper should be an alternative to a coordinator rather than having both. In practice, the ideal is rarely the case, and it can be beneficial for a team to know which of the team roles are either over-represented or absent, and to understand the individual's secondary roles. Team roles tend to develop and mature and may change with experience and conscious attention. If a role is absent from the team, then it is often filled by someone who has not recognized this role as a dominant role. The team should share their team roles to increase understanding and enable mutual expectations to be met. Belbin's team role, action, people, thinking, team role contributions, and allowable weakness chart. Importance of defining roles and responsibilities within team. Everyone knows what to do. Everything gets done. People work together better when they understand their roles. Less energy is wasted. 2 main activities of a team where communication is commonly used. 1. Group planning. 2. Group decision-making. Group planning. Definition of group planning. Group planning involves setting a vision, goals, objectives, and actions for the assigned task of the group to accomplish. Elements of group planning: problem, wants, needs, discussion, solution, execution. Group planning process. 1. Establish realistic and measurable goals, objectives and targets. Got 2. Quantify got goals, objectives and targets, and set time frame for each target. 3. Identify all available and required resources, including budget required to achieve objectives and goals. 4. List all the activities that need to happen in order to achieve the goal. 5. Determine the order of activities in which events should occur. Be aware of team and individual targets and dates. 6. Implement the plan. 7. Check the progress against the plan. Ensure that the original targets and timeframes are being adhered to. Importance of communication in group planning. 1. Communication creates engagement. 2. Communication generates broad input. 3. Communication provides updates on progress. Strategies in effectively communicating in group planning. 1. Don't rely on written communication alone. Present the strategic plan in many different ways. Be creative with how you present the plan. 2. Make your message clear and relevant. Define your strategic terms. Use crystal clear language. 3. Keep communication flowing in both directions. Develop venues for bottom-up communication. 4. Tap into the team's vision. Be open to suggestions from the team. Be flexible. Group decision-making. Definition of group decision-making. Group decision-making, also known as collaborative decision-making, is when individuals collectively make a choice from the alternatives before them. Such decisions are not attributable to any single individual, but to the group as a whole. Role of communication in group decision-making. Group members influence each other through the message they exchange. Group communication is typically patterned, and these patterns influence the course of decision-making. Advantage of group decision-making. Synergy. Synergy is the idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. When a group makes a decision collectively, its judgment can be keener than that of any of its members. Through discussion, questioning, and collaboration, group members can identify more complete and robust solutions and recommendations. 2. Sharing of information. Group decisions take into account a broader scope of information since each group member may contribute unique information and expertise. Sharing information can increase understanding, clarify issues, and facilitate movement towards a collective decision. Disadvantage of group decision-making. 1. Diffusion of responsibility. When possible, disadvantage of group decision-making is that it can create a diffusion of responsibility that results in a lack of accountability for outcomes. In a sense, if everyone is responsible for a decision, then no one is. Moreover, group decisions can make it easier for members to deny personal responsibility and blame others for bad decisions. 2. Lower efficiency. Group decisions can also be less efficient than those made by individual. Group decisions can take additional time because there is the requirement of participation, discussion, and coordination among group members. Without good facilitation and structure, meetings can get bogged down in trivial details that may matter a lot to one person but not to the others. 3. Groupthink. One of the greatest inhibitors of effective group decision-making is groupthink. Groupthink is a psychological phenomenon that occurs within a group of people in which the desire for harmony or conformity results in an irrational or dysfunctional decision-making outcome. By isolating themselves from outside influences and actively suppressing dissenting viewpoints in the interest of minimizing conflict, group members reach a consensus decision without critical evaluation of alternative viewpoints. Groupthink occurs when group members try to minimize conflict and want to remain within the comfort zone of the group's consensus thinking. Creativity and independent thinking are usually the first things to be sacrificed, resulting in poor quality decisions. 7 steps in group decision-making. First, identify the problem. Second, gather relevant information. Third, identify the alternatives. Fourth, weigh the evidences. Fifth, choose among the alternatives. Sixth, take action. Seventh and last, review the decision.